Hello everyone, and welcome to the Propsmith channel. In this video, I'm going to be looking at the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver replica from the Wand Company. Now, if you'll have a look, this clearly says 12th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, but that was a marketing decision made by BBC Worldwide before the 12th Doctor got his own Sonic Screwdriver design. Now, as we're dealing with the older design that matches the 11th Doctor, that flicks open, I'm just going to pretend that that says 11th right there, and we'll be all good. Now, one quick caveat, I am not reviewing this as the universal remote control that it is. I'm reviewing it strictly as a replica and won't be really looking at those universal remote control functions. This is part of my series where I'm comparing all four of the available replicas of the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. You can watch the other videos by clicking on the links at the end of the video, or watch the head-to-head showdown of all four. So first, looking at the packaging, it's a consumer product. Costs about $120 in the US, so it's got a pretty standard packaging. Open it up. First thing you see is the 12th Doctor's scary eyebrows looking at you, and this is your instruction manual / cool blueprinty thing. So that's fun. Put it to the side. And then if you happen to buy yours at San Diego Comic-Con 2015, one of the limited edition ones, then you have a certificate of authenticity, like me. Otherwise, you probably don't. And holding in the Sonic is a little Gallifreyan stand to stand that beast up. That's nice. And then the Sonic, cradled in a nice vacuum-formed plastic shell. Don't need the box anymore. Let's look at this guy. Now, this was a surprisingly nice replica. It's got a surprising weight to it. It is a metallic construction. It's a die-cast zinc with parts copper-plated. It does flick open, and it's got a surprisingly satisfying flick for something made with such simple construction. Yours won't have this unless you got it at San Diego Comic-Con, but it was a limited edition of 168. Mine was number 131. So most of them won't come with this. You can just ignore that for the rest of the video. But the Sonic has several modes. There's control mode, quiet control mode. If you don't want to have, it's so noisy. If you don't want to have it yelling at you when you're controlling your TV. But I'm going to look at it just in FX mode, which just has that one sound, and you can probably hear that really well even though it's nowhere near the microphone. It is very loud. Like very nicely loud. It flicks open super easy, but doesn't come open unless you shake it. The lens is not very accurate, but I wish there was a way to light it up to show that to you without making it make the noise. But it's very bright also. The claws, like on the toy, are hollow, and I really wish they had changed that, but I think they were trying to save money on retooling from the static version that didn't extend. If you look inside, the core has a nice recreation of the swirl pattern there. It's a surprising detail that I didn't think that they would have gone to the trouble to recreate, both in the upper and lower core. It's fantastic. They've created the knurling here, or sort of an approximation to it, just like they've approximated the brass rivets that hold in the copper struts. And they've approximated the hand stitching in the back. It's just molded as part of this rubber piece. Now on the show, of course, we're supposed to pretend that there isn't a button there, even though we see it fairly often. The idea behind the Sonic is that it is a psychic connection thing. You just think what you want and it does the work. And to that end, they've sort of hidden the button by giving it just a depression here in this rubber section that approximates the leather section. So it's not bad. The handle actually is my favorite part of this Sonic. Though it doesn't have any machine marks like the originals do, and it's quite shiny and a little oversized, they got the color beautiful. It's just a really great sort of off-white, slightly yellowish color with these great speckles in there. The attention to detail on this, for not actually being intended as a replica, is just superb. If you're someone that's never going to spend $1,000 on a replica, but a $30 toy isn't going to cut it for you, at $120-ish, this thing is fantastic. It's a no-brainer for anyone. I recommend it to absolutely anyone. And even in FX mode, if you do a triple tap on this and then hold it, I think I did it one too many times. Hold it on the third tap. That's a TV Be Gone function, and you can just take it out to any sports bar and turn off all the TVs and then get beat up. So that's a lot of fun. And, you know, it's just... I accidentally put it in the wrong mode. So we'll go through again. FX mode. There we go. It's great if you're a cosplayer and you're going to carry this around with you all the time. You don't want something super expensive that could get broken or lost. Again, your best bet. It's far more impressive than a plastic toy. It flicks open as it's supposed to. I highly, highly recommend this to anyone with a spare $100-ish to spend. That's a Doctor Who fan. I say go get it. And let's see. This is a straight up camera view, so this isn't going to look great, but there it is in the stand. Holds very nicely, and it'll do like a little Morse code thing eventually. But as a replica, surprisingly good despite the extra super chrominess and the extra fatness of this collar, which was to allow the access to the battery. But yeah, I had this before I got my Celestial Toy Store, and I loved it so much. The only thing that's making this not just the greatest is that I do have this, and it is absolutely the greatest. But it's good enough that even though I have this, I'm probably going to keep this because it's a lot of fun. Anyway, that's the video. If you're interested in the other sonic screwdriver reviews, click one of these boxes here. There's one for each of the other three, or the Sonic Screwdriver Showdown. Thanks, and don't forget to subscribe.